You do those three things. Now you're going to weed out the agents that aren't experienced, that aren't receiving training, that
Right.
aren't doing deals, that are just hanging their license for when Auntie Lou sells her place. This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 304 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
And next up, Nicole, would be another video from the new president of NAR. Only, I don't know, a few months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, we reacted to Tracy Casper's opening video. Now we have new NAR President Kevin Sears video to react to. Our thoughts on him moving forward. And after that, we've got a Consumer Federation of America report number 2. Last year, we covered this. The Surfeit of real estate agents, or I guess this is the third report. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we did it. I
3.
think it was over the summer, the last time we sort of reviewed this.
And they've got a new report out, and we're going to cover that in detail, react to that. And they go hand in hand because Kevin Sears' job here as president of NAR, certainly with where they're at with lawsuits and let's just call it what it is, needing money.
Right.
They're going to be highly motivated to increase agent count, while the Consumer Federation of America report says there is a surfeit of agents, a glut, an abundance, an overabundance of agents. But first, let's see what Kevin Sears has to say in his first public comments to the members. Kevin Sears, take it away.
Hello, fellow realtors. My name is Kevin Sears, and I am now serving as your NAR president. While this title has come earlier than expected, please know that I am ready, willing,
Music is back,
and
Nicole.
able to lead this association as your president. Like many of you, I am saddened by Tracy Casper's resignation. I know I speak for many of you when I say we appreciate her service and years of dedication to the association. It's understandable that you may have questions, and we will do our best to address them. But I think you will agree that our primary focus must be on furthering the business of the association, which means we are fully engaged on the legal, business, and advocacy challenges that are top priority to you and the clients that you serve. Interim CEO Nakia Wright is providing strong and steady leadership to ensure that the core operations of the association...
Okay, Haley, that'll be enough. That was very nice.
How long is it?
It's only 2 minutes, but,
Okay.
you know, we don't want to lose every
It
single
reminds
listener we
me
have.
of, like, remember when you were a kid and you were watching, like the local broadcasting, and, like, every once in a while they do, like, a telethon because they're trying to get you to, like, donate money so they can keep, like, going?
They clearly
Right.
they didn't. Yeah, I
It's
agree. It's
I
very
feel like it's like a public television
it's very, it feels old.
phone-a-thon.
Yeah. They didn't listen to our advice when we reacted to Tracy Casper's video, like, lose the background music. In fact, I mean, Tracy did a better job in her video because at least her eyes weren't jogging around like
Well,
his
that's so
were.
funny because I was like, "Is he reading the words?" I think I
Yeah,
see him reading the teleprompter.
he's
Yeah.
reading it word for word for word.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating because if you actually do watch the whole video, I think this guy, I don't know Kevin. I think he
Yeah.
means well. I think he's probably a nice person. I have no idea, but you know, I'm sure he probably is. He's been a 30-year real estate veteran. He's from Springfield, Massachusetts. He's a broker owner of a company called Sears Real Estate, which specializes in single family brokerage as well as property management. You know, he's been around the block, and they put these presidents in, and it almost feels like there's just a whole group behind the camera, like standing there with folded arms, and if their arms aren't folded, it's because they're pulling the strings literally.
Yeah.
It comes off when he's reading it as if he's just
Not
there
sincere. Yeah.
to read. He had 16 years as a member of the NAR board of directors, 23 years as a federal political coordinator. He served as 2010 president of the Massachusetts Association of Realtors. And so he's got all this experience, but he's more of the, you know, the old club, old guard. And so,
Well, I mean, that's what we talked about even last week, about being a little disappointed with the fact that, you know, even the newbie here isn't from the outside. It's sort of they're still bringing up the old.
Agents, are you looking to stand out from the crowd? Reminder Media is a resource you need to check out. Get your own branded print and digital magazines. Nobody has these. It's a huge separator. Email newsletters and social media content. Reminder Media delivers these resources to your contacts on autopilot, keeping you top of mind with your database. All you need to do is focus on your follow up calls and watch referrals and repeat business come in. These are also a trigger to get them to reach out to you. Agents on my team are already seeing results from this after only a few weeks. Use the link below to try out Reminder Media. Yeah, and I would love to hear more from the CEO, Nakia Wright. He mentions that she's dedicated to the staff and to supporting the members, and the number one goal is to move the association forward and obviously fight the legal. But there's nothing about how. There's no why. There's never town halls, from our members to
Yeah.
you know
Well,
to
I
the
think
leadership
I think
is
especially
beyond me.
because I think especially because what is unfortunate and what's getting clouded here is what NAR sort of does do, right? Right now we're hearing about and everyone's sort of distracted and feeling, sort of like the wool's been pulled over their eyes and not happy with what has been going on. But I still think that there is, some good here that NAR has done and can continue to do in terms of like advocacy on, like the federal level. So I think it would still be really nice for them to at least come out and say that they are still, that's still their initiative and that's still what they're going to be doing. Especially if they want their members to stay. Now is the time to remind people of what it is that they stand for and what they want to continue to do.
Well, they absolutely need members to stay. If you look at last week's pod, we had Jason
Yeah.
Haber on.
Yeah.
Um, he has questions, and many others do, about the ability for NAR to pay for these fights against the lawsuit. So they need members to stay because that's where their revenue comes from. But that leads us to the second thing we want to talk about, which is Consumer Federation of America and the Surfeit of real estate agents. The third study, there's abundant jobs, inadequate mentorship, and few sales. Okay, so they've prepared now 3 reports on the Surfeit of residential real estate agents. The fact that over 1.5 million agents typically sell 5 to 6 million homes each year. Obviously, not last year; it was only 4 million, but I get it. This high agent to sales ratio virtually guarantees that most agents cannot support themselves from only sales commissions. Okay, they go on to say that real estate is, in their findings, okay, real estate is clearly a part-time industry. Nearly half of sampled agents, 49%, Nicole,
Yep.
reported no or only one sale the previous year, while 3/4, 70%, nearly 3/4,
Hmm.
reported 5 or fewer sales. The median number of sales was barely 2.
Yeah.
So to their point about this being clearly a part-time industry is something I've commented on a lot over the years.
Yep.
Does appear to be a huge issue moving forward with everything that is being talked about in the real estate industry. If you've got undertrained inexperience that's in abundance, then you do end up getting an inadequate product on the other side. And it's, I don't want to say it's okay to be brand new. I actually like working with brand new agents. I enjoy it. It's not okay to be really, part-time. You got to put full-time hours in. So even if you have when I say this, I need to always, you know, put it into context. It's okay to have a part-time job when you're starting. It's not okay to not also put full-time hours into this. You can't put 10 hours a week into this
Right.
and provide great service. It doesn't match up. It doesn't line up. So the training is the big issue to me. We'll get into that here in a little bit. There's so many firms that do nothing in the way of training.
Right.
Maybe they train agents how to build a downline, or they train agents how to, get
Build out
your
their business plan.
get your commission check in, but they're not
Yeah.
actively every day like a school
Right.
getting agents the information that they need to be successful. It's why teams have taken up so much market share. So how they came up with this, Nicole, was taking certain markets. Okay. They examined a number of sales of all agents listed by 5 major real estate firms in each of 4 diverse areas to build a model that could be used as a comparison for the country. So Central Pennsylvania, Orlando, Florida, Minneapolis, and Tucson, Arizona. Each of
Mhm.
the 20 firms had, so they had 20 firms from these 5 major real estate, had numerous property listings. Some of them, most of them were national, but some included at least one local regional firm. And when we covered this last time, one of the problems I had was um, they got only their data from Realtor.com, Zillow, Homes.com, and individual agent websites. I would have preferred MLS data
Right.
because we know that's going to be very accurate, where there's going to be some discrepancies on those sites. So you go through the table. Central Pennsylvania, Berkshire Hathaway, 0 to 1 sales, 55% of agents, 0 to 1 sales for Berkshire Hathaway. Coldwell Banker, 36, Iron Valley, 46%, Keller Williams, 67% of agents, 0 to 1 sales in Central Pennsylvania. Remax, only 26%. And that's a trend.
I think that's always a Remax. I mean, Remax always does units. I mean, those agents, I think what helps sort of motivate them is they do have skin in the game. They have to pay for, their desk fees, and they have to pay for their riders. So you definitely have a little bit more skin in the game there at Remax.
Remax was overwhelmingly the best performer.
Yeah.
Remax had by far the lowest percentage of agents with 5 or fewer sales. And so they say Remax is well known for its emphasis on recruiting the most productive agents from other firms. Remax isn't known for recruiting the best agents from other firms. Okay. But you made the point, Nicole. You just made it. This Consumer Federation missed it. You made the point. They have skin in the game.
Yeah.
And that is a model when you move that forward on how this industry should look. If you put more agents having skin in the game, okay,
Yeah.
higher requirements on deals, or, relevant education, okay,
Right.
not something that the board can profit off of. Relevant education, a standard on deal flow. To your point, skin in the game, like a business operator, entrepreneur, like Remax's model is
Yeah.
built around. You do those 3 things. Now you're going to weed out the agents that aren't experienced, that aren't receiving training, that
Right.
aren't doing deals, that are just hanging their license for when Auntie Lou sells her place. Okay. This is what the industry could look like moving forward. I'm not saying that everybody should go to Remax or something like that. I'm just saying what they're doing here. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's something that I think is the biggest highlight from this report. It's like, okay, if you put agents with skin in the game,
Yeah.
they've got something on the line,
Right.
you're going to have a more productive agent.
Right. Where they're physically having to give the money over, I mean, at a 90 or 95% split, like you're having to actually physically give the money over instead of taking a reduced cut to have those advantages. So, I mean, I think giving the money, having to pay for things out of your pocket certainly
There was
is
a company,
motivation.
Ruttenberg in Orlando, that was 68% 0 to 1. Century 21 was 63% in Orlando. Another high one would have been EXP in Tucson. They're 59% 0 to 1 deals. You get into a place like EXP or Real, which are very attractive models for recruiting other agents and compensation and stock advantages and all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
you get into one of those when you're not on a team, you have absolutely no training accountability, very limited resources outside of a cloud. And so it's not surprising. And we've seen that in other markets where you don't have strong team presence, and maybe there's not a strong team in Tucson for these agents to join. you see 59% of them at 0 to 1 deals. The ratio of people to real, listen to this, Nicole. The ratio of people, humans, to realtors is 102 to 1 in Florida. So
Mhm.
one realtor to 102 humans. Okay, so let's just say that out of 102 humans that are interested in buying or selling real estate, that they're probably couples,
Wait, are
right?
humans different than people? Like, like,
I'm
is
just
it?
not
I'm like,
dogs and cats, all right?
oh
If
no,
you
I
put,
mean dogs and cats are not people either, but I just wanted to clarify.
well, some people think that they are.
Okay, so we're sticking with humans.
Since April, we have uploaded new and sought after courses, content, and tactical assets for your business into the BAMX platform. Not articles behind a paywall that only pontificate to you what you should think and do, but education that actually shows you how to do what you need in today's market. Every day, we continue to add more content into BAMX and our private Facebook community. Content that works, content that our members have exclusive access to daily. It's why over 1,500 of you and climbing have joined us in BAMX. It's also why tomorrow's price is guaranteed to be higher than today's. That's called inflation. Do not wait any longer. Use code REALWORD and join the thousands of agents taking their business to the next level today. Code REALWORD for 10% off. See you in BAMX.
Here's my point. I don't know the number of this, but there's a lot of deals, and Florida would be probably one of those areas where the percentage is even higher. A lot of those deals of people being interested are a couple, two people buying a house.
Okay.
Do you agree with that in your experience? You probably sell to more couples than singles?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So let's say out of those 102, you've got 60 of them are couples. Okay. So that's 30 potential deals. And we'll say
Mhm.
that the other 40 are singles. Is that fair? We'll go 60-40 because we don't know the number.
Fine.
All right. So we're going to say 70 potential deals to every one agent. Well, that sounds good. Wow, 70 deals to every one agent in Florida. But people move on average 11 to 13 years. Let's just call it 10 just to go even lower and be even, now you've got 7 opportunities potentially. This is just
Okay.
us doing this back of the napkin example. 7 deals to every one agent in Florida. And and this is how it works. There's just very good agents that are more qualified, that are just better than other agents
Right.
in the market. And so there's going to be way more than 7 deals. You can't, hey, there's places in Florida. Unless you're selling $5 million homes. I'm in Naples. I walked by an agent. She's negotiating a $5 million home inspection right now. And so if you did 7 of those, okay, you're going to be good. But that's not the median price in Florida. So,
Yeah.
and it's very expensive to live in Florida. You do 7 deals, you're just not going to be doing very well.
Well, you were talking about on our 300th episode, though, too, that a lot of builders in Florida, though, too, have an inside sales.
Yeah.
So you're almost eliminating some of those transactions from these agents, too, because of those inside sales agents. Or I guess
That
they're not even
number,
agents. They're just
yeah, that
sales
number of
reps.
opportunities. And remember, if it's 7 homes, it's really going to be 14 sides. But that
Yeah.
number is extremely high in reality. But,
Right.
we know that 136 to 1 in Arizona, 260 agents to one person in Minnesota, 341 in Pennsylvania. These ratios are inversely correlated with the percentage of agents with 0 to 1 and 0 to 5 sales. For example, Coldwell Banker's 0 to 1 sale percentages are 56% in Orlando, 48% Tucson, 37% Minneapolis, and 36% Central Pennsylvania. Really interesting stuff there. And why are there so many agents? Why is there this Surfeit that the Consumer Federation report suggests that there are? And it goes back to the video we just watched with Kevin Sears. It goes back to the association driving more agents into this association. They did a report, Nicole, that many large real estate firms continuously recruit agents. And it's funny because they show a table of all these that are recruiting agents, but then they go down and they get quotes from Reddit or from different agents. The fees are excessive. There's a franchise fee, office fee, printing fee, etc. They take too much money. There are too many desk fees. I don't like the coaching fee. I don't like the fees. They say if you have a heartbeat and drink the flavor Kool-Aid, you're hired. You don't need a fog mirror. You just need a credit card, or you do need a fog to fog a mirror or have a credit card. I don't know what that means. You need to fog a mirror and have a credit card. What's
Yeah.
fogging a mirror?
Well, I guess they just, I don't know.
I have no idea what that means. Pass your exam, they'll come out of the woodwork asking you to hang their license there. This is all true, basically.
Well, I mean, but let's
Not the fees being too high are not true. I think the fees
you're
should.
running a business. Like, this
No, that part.
isn't
I'm
like,
talking about anybody with a heartbeat can get hired. And when you look at the big brokerages, many of them lack what this report is uncovering, the training part of it. Okay. Or the standard at which they're going to hold agents to. Hey, if you take training, you get X, Y, and Z.
yeah, I think the standard is huge.
If you're not willing to train, we're not going to introduce you to, new leads. But a lot of the brokerages don't introduce anybody to new leads. So this is more of why teams have picking up such market share, because they actually have a standard that they operate with. They care about the product that's being delivered on the other side. The problem we had last time was the marginal agents claimed a quarter of the commissions in these markets, but this report kind of, they claim that marginal agents claimed a quarter of commissions. This report kind of suggests that less than a quarter of agents are collecting commissions. Okay, I mean they're kind of counterbalancing. I think they've gotten a little bit more information here from their last report, because I thought that number was high last time. We really kind of beat them up on that, and then where they were driving a lot of this information from. They go on here to say that agents should really have their Zillow and Realtor updated, and that consumers should be looking at that to really understand how experienced their agent is. And I agree with that, because what they said was it's going to be
that's where they're getting their information from too. So,
but some of them are coming through those referral sites like HomeLight, or, you can name a whole bunch of them, right?
yeah.
And they made a good point in this report saying that information is going to be skewed where, like, Zillow, it's got to match up on the MLS. Zillow's probably the best at making sure those sales are accurate at this point.
Well, but you still have to claim them. So if you're not claiming them and updating them, or to be quite honest, even on our side when we're recruiting, if there's agents that don't even have a photo up, I mean, I'm sort of like, like you can't even get your photo up on. I mean, it isn't definitely important to keep it updated, but it's interesting too, because that's where they're getting their data from too. So it's almost like, make sure it's updated so we can like give you another updated Surfeit in 4 months,
Well, they don't have their photo up, because they're exactly what this report says, really treating this as part-time. It was easy to get their license.
Right.
Nicole, 26 states, including DC, do not require a high school degree. So you can obtain a high school or real estate license without having a degree. Most states, you can secure this in 6 to 10 weeks with a median expense of $600. Okay, so you could go to you could be homeless, go to a tag sale, flip product on eBay or Craigslist, come up with $600, and be representing people on their biggest home purchase while you're homeless. I mean, that's
Right.
an extreme analogy, but that can happen in 26 states. Homeless, no degree of any kind, no high school degree. Come up with $600. You could bum that on the corner in New York, and then you go get a license. The standard has got to be risen in this industry, which is going to include less agents. There's no this whole argument that it should be okay to be a part-time real estate agent just because it was easy to get the license is one I've had a hard time with. I've tried to show a lot of compassion and empathy for people that want to get into the industry.
Hmm.
I just think that you have to Elon Musk it for a year or two if that's what it takes. If you need the part or full-time job to pay your bills, I get that. It just means you got to work 80 hours a week in the beginning because you need to be putting 40 or 50 into this because the consumer deserves you being prepared, being educated, being well-trained, knowing the market inside and out. If you're going to charge a commission and a negotiable commission, you better know your stuff. It's not that you paid $600 and gained access to the MLS and paid the lock-in fee of NAR. It's that you actually know what you're doing and you can add value.
Right.
That's what you should be doing. And that's where we need to go with this industry. So I actually like especially with where we're at, I like their report better than I did last time. I thought that they focused on marginal agents making up such a big percent. That's not really happening.
Right.
There's not a lot of marginal agents doing a lot of deals, but there are enough of it where it's a concern. It should be going to those better trained agents.
Right. Right. I mean, some of these places, almost 80% of the people are doing less than 5 deals too. So,
And
I
that's where
mean,
you, and if
make
you
sure you
eliminate,
interview your agents.
listen, it's a very small number that's making a racket in real estate right now with these lawsuits. It's a very small number of consumers that feel this way. And I would guess that it's probably the consumers that worked with the less than 5 sales agent.
Right.
We don't have the date on that. That's just a wild
No.
guess, but I haven't heard of too many of these lawsuits targeting, an agent that is a well-oiled machine, professional, provides a great service. We also don't know because NAR didn't put any of them on
You
the
never
stamp.
put anybody up. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Kevin will change that
Hopefully.
going forward. Let us know what you think down below. We'll link the study.
For sure.
Definitely, Haley, make sure you link this study. Consumer Federation of America, this is the third time they've done it. Again, they claim abundant jobs, inadequate mentorship, and few sales. My advice, if you're a new agent listening to this, do not listen to splits at all. Don't even think about the split in the first year. Go where there's that mentorship, that training, that accountability to turn you into a professional. You'll actually make more money that way too.
Absolutely.
All right, Nicole.
Good.
That's it. Keep it real. I'll be with you next week and
Love it.
CT.
See you guys.